Hi, and welcome to my additional videos to help you in your copperplate calligraphy journey. This video belongs to a series called Writing Copperplate in Real Time, where I'm going to write a quote with you for the first time and sharing my thoughts while writing and my thoughts afterwards and things that I could improve for the next time. My tools are walnut ink, currently really dark because I added a lot of crystals, and this is an oblique pen holder and then a hand 101, and I'm gonna use pencil to take notes of the first part of the quote so that I try to avoid spelling mistakes. You are more than welcome to join me on these videos. I would love you that you can follow me and write the sentence at the same time. You can either use these tools, you can either use also pencil and paper, and it will be very beneficial. These series are also part of what I called my mindful calligraphy practice, which means a practice that where I'm fully present on the page and I meditate on the page, which means I'm just fully present doing, writing, slowing my breath down, and trying to be very focused. My guidelines currently are 6 millimeters X height. So each unit is 6 millimeters. I'm using the classic copperplate ratio. And you can find more info about ratios in other additional videos as well on this platform. Now, I'll start doing the same that I normally do, which is I'm going to be attaching a piece of paper. Then I'm going to use my pencil to write down the quote for myself, so to have as a reference. And then I'm going to start writing with pen and ink. So if you want to set up, I will set up meanwhile too. And I'm going to read the full quote that we are going to write today. And we are only going to write the first part. So while I'm setting up, I'm going to read it to you. Okay, so I'm going here and going up and closer. So the quote says, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." The quote is by Maya Angelou, and we are going to write only the first part of the sentence or the quotes. I'm going to write it in here. Okay, so, okay, let's go. My mission in life is not merely to survive, comma, but to thrive. Okay, and this first part is by Maya Angelou. You will be able to find the whole quote that I just read on the description on this video, as well as additional resources and a link to my course, Pump Up Your Copperplate, which this video is a part of. Let's start. So as always, I'm going to mark a couple of lines so you see clearer where I'm sitting on this guideline. I'm going to mark the X height for the first line and the X height for the second line. And maybe we are going to need a third line. I don't know yet, so we will need to figure it out. Okay, that's it. Let's start. So I'm going to start with a capital M because the quote starts with my mission. So I'm going to use a capital M. Of course, there are many variations of capital M. I'm just going to use one of them and start really slowly. Okay, let's go. So from the center, You will find on these videos there is a lot less talking than in any other free additional tutorials, because I'm trying to be present on the page, hear the scratch of my nib against the paper, and enjoy the process. So I'm gonna add an extra extension in here. Okay. I'm gonna add a paper to protect the page from my own skin. Let's go. In this case, because the exit of the M is similar to a lowercase l, I can easily connect capital M with I, so I can do so. My mission. If you make any spelling mistakes or any mistakes at all during the process, just keep going. Just ignore and keep going. My mission in life. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna move the paper a little bit. And I think I'm gonna stop here and go to the next line. Just, I want to see what the extension of this quote is. So my mission in life, and then I'm going to the next line. So I'm gonna move. Of course, you can keep on going on the same line or not. This is just a personal choice, really. We don't know the length yet because, as I mentioned, it's the first time I'm writing. So I'm encountering with all these type of decisions on the go because I haven't been able to, or I decided not to pencil the sentence first, which is what I would normally do. So my mission in life is not merely If you are following these videos writing with me, you will find that it's very interesting when you are writing something for the first time and you are encountering pairs of letter forms that you haven't encountered before, or things that you are not preparing in advance because it's the first time you're encountering them. So for example, the pair between the L and the Y, and I would like to divide the spaces in half so that both the spaces are very similar. I'm not going to touch anything now. It's just a mental note for me when I encounter the pair LY. I will correct this for the second round. So I'm fine so far, but I'm just paying attention to what I'm encountering for the first time in this situation. Okay. It's not merely to survive. So I'm gonna keep on going on this line. 2. Survive. This is a really beautiful word because of the combinations of letter forms. Also the way how I connect the S to the U and the V to the I or the V to the E and how the connections change depending on the combinations of letter forms. All right, now comma. And I'm gonna use a third line. So I'm gonna move the paper and then I'm gonna mark the next X height, which is this one. And the rest of the quote says, but to thrive. Let's keep it like that so you can see the writing. I have to look at the spelling. H R I V N. Okay, so if I zoom out, okay, this is the current layout I have obtained by my decision of breaking the lines like that. I think if I was going to do it again, I will move the main verb is on the first line. My mission in life is, because that's a good structure grammatically. And then the second part, not merely to survive, comma, but to thrive. And I have to add the tittle or dot on the I, which I haven't done yet. That's an option. That would mean the sentence is good for an horizontal layout, for a square layout if I wanted to. And what else I can observe? So there is not going to be a collision with the ascenders and descenders because there are only 2 descenders and 1 ascender in here. So easily I can reduce the space between the lines and move this up. If I move this word up here, then this word merely it's going to move to the left. And then let's see if there is a collision or not. So this is for a second step when you do it again. So everything will move to the left. Then I might have a space or no to move up. I think I would, but I'm not too sure. I have to do it again. And then everything could be slightly closer to each other. If not, then I will keep the same line spacing between both of them. So that is the same space between the first and the second and the third. If I want to create a longer ending, what I can do easily is to add the author, Maya Angelou, in here, and then I will obtain a very similar similar length for the 3 lines. What else? I have a lot of connections between V's and E's, which is a really good thing because it's something that we can pay attention to. And in here, every time we have the example. Now, every time we have an F is always a challenging situation because you know that we have 2 loops on the same letter form, and then we have to sort of match the loops in other places. I would say here is much bigger in comparison than the other ones, but I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay. Now, I will invite you to do a second thing as well. So if you Google this quote, which is on the description on this video, you will find the rest of the quote. So the rest of the quote says, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. And it will be a great exercise that you actually write the entire quote and see what the look and feel is and what are you encountering with all these pair of letter forms. I'm going to upload this video as part of my course, Pump Up Your Copperplate Calligraphy, which is the level 2 course that I offer, where students already know the foundations and they are ready to start writing longer texts and have a look at some basic letter variations, as well as finishing and finishing and elevating the foundational knowledge. Okay, thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you in another video very soon.